will be breaking down the first LEGO League Challenge release teaser. This is on First's official website, so we know it's coming from them, and I'm not using any third-party sources for this. I would like to see a beginning of the FLL early, before they release the challenge, as so many would you. I'm very excited for this year's FLL challenge, and hope it goes all right, especially with the current global state. First, we will be looking at the video, but if you don't want to see that and you only want to see my breakdown, go to the scroll wheel that looks like this, and then go to this part that says breaking down. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy the teaser. Without further ado, let's watch the video. I'll be giving comments on what I think it is while we're watching. So we see tires. I think that might be like the hydrodynamic mission, which I'll show you later. Those white pieces look like the one from last year, where you had to build your own FLL mission. That arch looks like the one from Animal Allies, in which your robot had to hang on to it. Also, keep in mind that I've slowed this down to 0.5 speed just so that I could add in my comments and we could see it more clear. So now, let's get to the breakdown of what I think these missions will be. Video. This is the first real shot that we get, and we can see that there's a Lego man here, and he seems to be climbing up a ladder of sorts to something at the top, which kind of looks like a slide in a playground. These are both attached, so we know they're not items. This is part of the arch that is in the middle of the field, which I will show you in our mission map later. And since it is shaped like this, it shows that it's mainly made for support. I think this could be like the Animal Allies arch shown here. Guide, we can see that the slide is here, and those are the little ladder rungs that we speculated could be a ladder. And here is the arch leg that we saw here. I think maybe your robot will get points if it can hang onto the arch, just like the Animal Allies arch that you saw before. Located inside a circle, and as you can see, this seems to be the other arch side of the arch, in which it has the other triangular form, and there seems to be something in here. This also looks like the heart-shaped, seen in this mat in the base. Actually, seem to be these heart shapes that are right here in the base. So with this, we can assume that these heart shapes start in the base, and your robot must put them into these little pockets to score points. This is the area of the arch we were looking at. And maybe flipping the tires has something to do with it, because the position of your mission in the video also matters. And this mission happens to come right after the picture of a woman flipping the tires. So maybe your robot has to flip the tires somewhere within this circle. For FLL RePLAY. As you can see, the 3 hearts are also in the base. And I don't know if you can see it, but I think there is a heart in there. So maybe we have to grab that heart out and put it somewhere as well. Here is the tires, and here are the 2 angles of the arch that we saw. Another thing is that maybe your robot has to be able to pass under the arch for points, just like in FTC, another first run competition. The corner of the map that's probably closest to your opponent, which is why you can see the cooperative mission here. This seems to be another green thing, but the thing is, this looks a lot like the heart, so this could also be what's inside the arch. And this meteorite catching thing, it looks a lot like the one in Into Orbit, which I'm showing now. That one was intended to catch a ball, so maybe it's like soccer. Entire video. Here, we can see the tires and the arch, as well as this thing, which we saw earlier. We can also see the view that we saw from there, and there seems to be another mission here. These white pieces, which I will show later, look a lot like the white pieces from FLL City Shaper. And those white pieces were intended for you to build your own mission to be put somewhere. That is a lot like the FLL City Shaper one. So I think since many teams might have liked it, they decided to bring it back for FLL RePLAY. This seems to be like some kind of conveyor belt system. So maybe it's a weightlifting thing, like they did in Into Orbit. And this seems to lead into the goal, although I cannot tell. So maybe you have to put something on this ramp to lead it into the goal. A picture of a woman lifting herself on the bar. Maybe your robot has to place something on the bar or push itself up that tiny little bar. But as for me, I have literally no idea what this is. Another thing to note is that there are loose beams right here. This looks kind of like the FLL City Shaper mission demolishing, where you have to turn these loose beams. Because as you can see, these are like 5-hole beams, so they only have one connecting point there. And as you know from my How to Support LEGO Technic video, if you only have one beam on each side, it won't be stable, especially with these loose pins. So I think you might have to push this down in a certain way. Really all the ideas I had on this FLL City Shaper RePLAY teaser. If you have any, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. But for now, I'll be signing out. Bye, and this was the Worry Nerd 48 channel.